And we looked at each other. I said, well, babe, I know where your track of working 8 hours a week is going. And I know I can't do entrepreneurship by myself. So why don't we just bring this together? October 2019, he gave us 2 weeks notice. We started on the journey of building the real estate business and dominating the industry and VAs and lists and deals, because that's what we had seen and followed in all of these conferences. And with all that being said, it still was, it wasn't for us.
Welcome to the Creative Cash Flow Show. I'm your host, Jesse Mills, where we talk about real estate secrets for achieving time and money freedom. Every week. I'm so excited. I've got my new best friend on the call today, Miss Brittany Thompson, coming to us live from her RV where she can pick an orange out her freaking window. Show us the orange tree. Show us the orange tree. Welcome to the show, Brittany.
Look, there's the orange tree right there, baby.
Yeah. I got the bacon and eggs. You get the OJ. Let's go.
We got the grapefruit, the lemon limes, all of it.
Oh my Lord. Okay. We got a lot to get into, but we met here, what, 2 weeks ago now? 3 weeks ago?
Has it been? Yeah, man.
Coming up on
end of July.
Yeah. At an amazing event in Park City, Utah. Power Players. If anybody doesn't know Power Players, hit me up. I'll tell you all about Power Players.
Yeah.
Fantastic group, fantastic people. And I went there knowing literally nobody, by the way, zero, because the one person that told me about it, I know two people who told me about it, weren't there. I thought they were going to be there. So I go to this 4-day intensive, crazy, 18-hour day event. I didn't know one person. And now I've got a whole bunch of new friends out of it. And, that's why you got to go and do that stuff. And so Brittany and I met there. And we connected a lot. And I love everything that you got going on. I love your attitude, your spirit, your drive, what you want to do. You're coming to us from the RV. You're just in an RV right now. How long? You don't know until you get bored and change your mind, right? You got your boy in the back. Look at you. I love it.
It's awesome. It's so awesome. It's the best. People ask us all the time, B, what in the heck are you doing? I'm like, look, sometimes when you want some change in your life, you got to do you got to take some drastic freaking measures. There's so many people that are in the ordinary. And you know what? The only way to get out of the ordinary is to do something extraordinary. And that's just break it off and move. So
love it. And you did that. And you did that.
And I did that.
Yeah. You absolutely did that. When did you decide to do this?
Funny story. So we actually purchased this motorhome, March the 25th or something like that. The day that the war in Ukraine broke out, we purchased it. And we didn't know that had happened. And so my mom called and she was like, you better exercise your 3-day right to rescission right now because the world's going to end. And it was like, no, Mom, we're committed to this. Our faith allows us to take crazy action. So we bought this motorhome. We sold our house a month later. And we started homeschooling our kids, and we literally traveled to 15 states and 2 countries since March of this year.
Okay. What's up?
So it's been nuts, but yeah,
good for you guys.
It's answered prayers. Yeah, it's good.
Oh my Lord! And tell me about your beautiful family. What is your family look like?
I've been married to my middle school sweetheart Leon for 14 years. As of this past June. We've got
Happy
3 children.
Anniversary.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
We've got Micah, he's 12, Elisa's 11, and Sarah Grace is 5. And they are truly living their best life of the RV life.
Oh, I love it. Are you kidding me? They got to be thinking every day's vacation, right?
Every day it's the struggle is real.
But they also got to do that school, right?
That's right. That's right.
That's got to be challenging because this is fun time, but also we got to buckle down and we got to get real, and you're in school and and you became a teacher basically. Like, so do you do most of the teaching? Did your husband do the teaching? Do you split it? How does that work? Yeah, everything.
So,
Like yes, yes,
yes,
and yes.
yes, yes,
All of
yes,
it,
and yes.
everything. Yeah,
But it's not bad though. It's an online curriculum. They give a couple hours a day. They understand it's this or eight
yeah.
hours in the school building, which is no shade to that, to each his own. But I think that they just see more freedom
Hmm.
with this, and they learn lessons that they'll never catch in a traditional school environment. Because we take them to our conferences. We do like church stuff. When we go business meetings, so they're learning how to invest in real estate, how to communicate with people, how to make business decisions, and they're not even teens yet. So it's going to be so good when they get to
It's
be of
so
age.
good. Oh my God. Yeah, the experiences that they have and are having right now and are being created, right? Like
Yes.
we're in a crazy time because I'm looking at you and I don't know what your age is, and you can share if you want, you don't have to, but I know you ain't 70. I know you
No, I'm
ain't
36.
60. Yeah, 36. Right? Right? So like everyone's like, "Oh, only people who do that kind of stuff, get an RV and travel a country are old and retired and maybe living off of, social security and pension and like, living on the cheap or they sold
Yep.
everything but they're old. They're old.
Yep.
You're 36. You have a young family. You have a husband, you have a business that you are still working on and building, right? You're not living off of, retirement. You're still
No, not
creating.
yet. That'd be
So
great. That'd be
so I
great.
mean, this is the creative cash flow show, Brittany, right? Real estate secrets for achieving time and money freedom. Like you
Yes.
are an amazing example of that.
Oh
Amazing
my
example.
gosh.
It's freedom,
Thank
right? It's not just
you.
about money. It's not just about time, right? There's people out there who are killing it financially. They got no time. They got no life. I just had an awesome new friend who's an attorney on the show, and we're talking about how she thought her whole dream world and dream life, right, was to get this high paying attorney job, be up on the 30th floor of an office building. And she was there like her
Mhm.
first week and she's looking around seeing all these people like 60, 70 years old and they've been there since they were 20 and like this is their life day in, day out. And also she's like, oh my God, I don't want this. Right. So there's people who
Mhm.
like they got the money, but they don't have freedom. They don't have flexibility. And then there's people who've got a lot of freedom, but they ain't got no money and that can't get you too far either. And so you're a great example of both. I love it. And so I just want you to share more about what you're doing and how you got to where you're at right now and how you're helping other people be able to do the same thing, which I think is super cool.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the opportunity and thank you for having me on. Everybody, it's your girl, Brittany Thompson, formerly from Birmingham, Alabama, now in Orange
The
County,
Bama,
California. Bama!
Bama the house. Now the house is
Look,
wherever you drive the house, right?
exactly, exactly. No,
Anyway,
my husband, Leon and I created GetMyFirstDeal.com, and really the mission behind this.
getmyfirstdeal.com.
Yep, GetMyFirstDeal.com. The mission behind it
Getmyfirstdeal.com. I love it. Love it.
is to help aspiring entrepreneurs find, get, and close their first deal. We have a 5-day free challenge we do every month, and it leads into our group coaching if someone is interested in it. But really, all of it started, I would say, what is it, 20? Gosh, I should know this. August 2015, I want to say. It started in the back of an ambulance. Um,
Say
that
what?
sounds pretty exactly. Oh my gosh.
There's
So
a story there.
this day was an ordinary day.
Okay. An ordinary day in the
So
back of the ambulance.
I woke up on a Monday morning,
Hmm.
and it was the rigmarole. I had just started this job at this really great company. If I name drop, y'all would know. And essentially, I woke up tired, just broke, busted, and disgusted. But I knew that I had to do something to help bring in some income into the household. So, long story short, I'm getting up at the crack of dawn. I've got to get my, at the time, 2 kids ready to throw them in daycare prison. No offense to daycares. It was just what I viewed it as in that season.
Daycare prison.
And immediately hit the road to master 45 minutes of bumper to bumper traffic,
Mm.
to pull up into a church parking lot to park my car because my job description was not quite important enough to park at the actual building where I was actually supposed to work. So
Sheesh.
they were very generous. They did
Mhm.
give us a shuttle, and so we would scuttle about, we would shuttle from the church parking lot to the office complex. And I remember every day there would be a right turn to get out of that church, and it was the Great Commission. And I always laughed. I really didn't have an understanding of what that was. I knew it was
Yeah.
a church thing, but I was like, go and make disciples of all the nations. I was like, this is nowhere near alignment. Like, this is
Yeah.
just wrong. Can they put this sign on the other side of the church? Because I'm not making any disciple. I don't even know what that is, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And so I get to the office. We have our regular morning rah rah session of sell, non-value, sell, commissions, promotions, all the things that you get in one of those sales meetings. And I sit down at my desk and I'm looking at my computer and I've got this phone and I'm dialing and I'm just dialing and I put it on my ear and all of a sudden I cannot breathe. Like, I'm talking about, I feel like I'm gonna die breathe. Like,
No way.
like like I can't. And I remember looking around and it's the scaly moist hands, it's the disorientation, it's the confusion, it's the heart palpitations, it's like all of these things I'm experiencing. And it, to me, it's like, when you feel like what you're experiencing has a volume to it and it feels loud, right? It just feels
Mhm.
like everybody can hear it, but in reality it's just me experiencing this moment. But as I like look around and I'm like a little off, people are like, what's wrong with you, are you okay? And I'm like, heck no, I'm not okay, this is
Yeah.
not normal, I don't want this to be my life. And I'm just like, I'm breathing hard. The next thing I know, I am legit in the back of an ambulance at a hospital. They're giving me glycerin because they thought that at the age of 30, I was having a panic attack, a heart attack.
Or
They
heart
thought I was
attack.
having a heart attack,
Yeah, at
and I was
30.
having a panic attack because I was
Yeah.
stressed out, I was busted, and I was disgusted.
Wow.
Yes. So,
Dang.
yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I remember laying back like, God, because I didn't know it was just a panic attack. I thought like I'm gonna be out. Like, this is it. Like, everything that I've ever done in my life has amounted to me being on the back of an ambulance at this hospital.
That's where everything led you to that day and that moment, and you're having a panic attack, and you're freaking out about everything.
Everything. I questioned everything. I went to high school. I graduated high school. I went to NC State for biomedical engineering. I did at this point, I've come back home. I've gotten married to my middle school sweetheart. We were doing the American dream where I've got some education, I've got the husband, I've got the kids, we've got the house at that time. We have the house. Yeah, we had the house. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, we had the house. We had the house. Yeah, we had the house.
Yeah, yeah. You're
and
doing
all the
everything
bills,
that everybody should do.
everything.
Yeah.
And I tried entrepreneurship. Like, I had sold supplements and makeup and accessories, and it
Yeah.
just was not my thing. And it was probably like my 14th W-2 job. I was just trying to figure it out.
I give at
And
20 something, so it's okay. It's okay.
everything, bro,
Yeah.
everything. And I just lay back and I was just like, God, if this is it, like, I'm so disgusted. Like, I'm such a waste. Like, please give me another chance to do this thing. And ultimately, I made the decision. I said, I'm not going back to that job because that's just a waste of my God-given talents. So, Lord, just lead me to where you want me to go. Fast forward, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm on YouTube searching how to make a lot of money fast, which is not something I recommend, especially in 2022, because you might see anything.
Right?
And
Yeah.
I
Careful what
came
you ask
across this
for.
video. Right, be careful what you ask for. I came across this video, how to make, I think, 5K or 12K or something in 30 days. And that really got me on this trail of just studying and just been watching all the gurus that were in real estate investing at that time, and some still are. I ended up taking a strategy after making a decision that this is what I was going to do, and followed it. And I got my first deal. And fast forward 2019, I'm sitting here with my husband. We're writing our vision, and I'm telling them, hey, we've had success in real estate, but it's not quite. There's something great on the other side. He feels the same way. At that point, we've done several deals, started making six figures a year, which is more than we ever thought we could ever do. Like we wished like it's like one of those things, man, if I could make $100,000 in a year, I'll be
Yeah.
rich,
Right.
and then you get it and you're like, oh my God, this is not, no, we need like more,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
more.
You're like, okay, well, I'm there, but don't feel like what I thought it would
That
be. It's
doesn't
good,
feel like it.
but it doesn't. Yeah. Like you thought you'd be like on jets and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was the
Yeah.
dream I painted, right? And
But good for you
ultimately
because
he
that was
said,
a dream and you got there and you did it.
we did,
You
and
did it. You're
it
doing it.
felt unreal. And one of the things that I failed to mention is while I was out there pushing an entrepreneur journey, my husband was at a desk job. His goal was to make 50K a year in IT because that was his career. That's what he wanted to do for his family. That's just, he learned having a steady income was just the way to provide as a man, as a leader. And it took him on this journey. He's at this job every time he got sick, he got promoted. He was in the hospital and they were promoting him. And it was just like first it was the going from hourly to salary, then from salary to the office cell phone. And we were just gunning for the car. We were like, baby, if you can get you a company car, we big time in it. And I will never forget, he was in the hospital and I didn't know he essentially what had happened was he had an appendix burst.
Mm.
And when you're going through that, you don't know what's happening. The
Hmm.
urgent care facility saw him trying to come out of the car when I was trying to take him to the care, and they were like, "You need to go to the hospital." I remember, oh my gosh, and I don't even know how I forgot this. I remember sitting in the hospital crying with my head in my hands, and of course we had some support from our local church, and I was just thinking, oh my God, if he does not come out of this hospital, I'm going to be a single mom of two kids. I'm losing the love of my life. And this is really this is what our life has amounted to this point. Like this is it. This is all we've been able to accomplish. It was like another result. It was like another reminder of how precious life and that next breath is. And I just remember, I said, Lord, please just make him better, bring him back. I love him. Look, forgive me for my transgressions. Forgive me for my lack of belief. I know I was wrong. Like, you're talking about repentance on the floor, full on repenting for everything I even thought wrong because I needed my husband back. It's funny how we forget these things. It's funny. It's funny, not
Hmm.
funny, but it's funny.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember the doctor coming out and saying, look, his appendix burst. You're right on time. He's okay. We had to do a little surgery. His belly button's going to be a little sore. And I'm like, oh God, I got my friend. I got my best friend. And
Oh.
it really got us in the mindset of what are we doing with our life? Again, like a reminder. And it brought us to this event, like a retreat, if you will, where we ended up writing our eulogy, which led to us writing our vision, which I call it the 5 building blocks: faith, family, fitness, finance, and fun, outlining outlining a couple of points under each of those blocks of what
Love
our
that.
ideal life would look like. And 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 we looked at each other. I said, well, babe, I know where your track of working 8 hours a week is going. And I know I can't do entrepreneurship by myself. So why don't we just bring this together? October 2019, he gave us 2 weeks notice. We started on the journey of building the real estate business and dominating the industry and VAs and lists and deals, because that's what we had seen and followed in all of these conferences. And with all that being said, it wasn't for us. It wasn't for us. And we
You
were,
thought that's what everyone else was doing. That's what you're seeing. Everybody said this is the next step. This is the next level.
yeah,
You're like
yeah,
you're like, babe, this is what we need. Let's go. Let's get it.
let's go.
And you started going down that path, but then you're like, this still doesn't feel like us.
This
Like
ain't
what
it.
we want. Interesting.
This ain't it. This
Yeah.
ain't it. And no, we ultimately started a journey. I think it was September of last year. We sat down. I had a good mentor of mine pour into me and say, Brittany, what do you want to do? And by this point, I had started running some meetups. We had a couple hundred, then it turned into 1,000 between
Wow.
meetup and Facebook and our community. And I just I felt like we had gotten all this influence and I wasn't stewarding it right, but I didn't want to be another I didn't want to be another guru. I didn't want to be another
Mm,
person that's trying to make maximum profit on minimum value. I didn't want to, I
mm.
just got tired of seeing that. I got tired of seeing people come into my city and sell unsuspecting people all of these high dollar coaching programs and leave them high and dry because they were borrowing some local celebrity's brand to sell coaching. Like I just did not want to, I did not want to do that. And my mentor at the time, he said, hey, what is it that you do? Like, what is the one thing that you do and you do it so well? And I said, well, I am a master at helping people get their first deal. I'm not going to help you scale. I'm not going to help you hire a VA. I'm not going to help you do all of those. I'm not going to help you put out a marketing campaign. I've got experience, but what I want is for people to experience the prosperity and the abundant lifestyle that can be received through investing in real estate by starting with their first deal. And that was the beginning.
Wow.
January of this year, I said, Lord, I don't want to do what I used to do. I want to do what you want me to do. I need some change. I need you to move in our life. He said, if you want me to move, I'm going to need you to move. And that's why we ended up buying an RV, which we thought we were going to rent originally. And that's why we ended up selling our house, which we thought we were going to rent originally. And he
Wow.
said, go.
Dang.
And
Dang.
we're here.
Wow. Wow. And there, you got me
Exactly.
speechless, and it takes a lot to make me speechless. I always got something to say. That's freaking crazy. So you've listened to your gut. You have listened to intuition and to the Lord and to your faith, and you've asked, which a lot of people don't even do that, right? Because it's me, me, me,
Right.
me, me. I'm driving the ship. I got this. I got this. And then you're like, no, maybe there's something bigger, right? Maybe I shouldn't be the one. Maybe I should be saying, where should I go? What do you want me to do?
Right.
And I mean, you seem like you're pretty freaking happy. I know every time we were talking, you're happy. Are you loving what you're doing now?
I am so honored. I had a coaching call last night with my group. You know, it's one thing to do a deal personally and be profitable. Like we still do deals, we're just not targeting that. But it's another thing to give people hope and to see them take action and win. Right? Like
Absolutely.
I remember the first message I got from one of my students saying, "Hey, I closed my first deal today." And I was just like, "Man, if we could get 1,000 people to do that." Like this gentleman now has done, I think, 3 or 4 deals since December last year, and he's getting into renovations, and it's just like it's the one. It's the power of the helping the one and seeing it be exponential. And it's just
Hmm.
like I cannot believe I get to do this, and it feels like as we step into what we're supposed to do, you know, that's the two promises that God told us is there will be provision for you, and wherever you go, people will be waiting for you. And I cannot tell you the miracles. Like in a season where there's so many people in RVs. The advice I got was book a few months out and raising gas prices, like get you a fuel card. Like there are things that we did that we didn't know why we were doing it, but because we did it, it made this part of our journey bearable.
Wow. That's crazy.
And it's
That's crazy. I mean, that's a leap of faith. A leap
yeah.
of faith. Huge leap of faith. But let's just point out, this wasn't like something you saw online on, careerbuilder.com, monster.com, Indeed. It just wasn't like a job you saw and applied for. This was you saying, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm not living to my highest value and purpose. I'm not doing what I love to do, what I'm best at doing, and I'm not serving the way I want to serve. And so, how do I take all that and put that together? And then you went to that edge of the cliff, and then you just jumped right the hell off. So now it's got
And
its
I just
RV.
jumped, baby.
Just jump.
I was like, what? Go.
You're free falling. Free falling. I love it. Good God, that's awesome. Well, and here's the thing. I love that you have the willingness, right? And the awareness to say, hey, I'm not great at scaling up to here, to here, to here, or doing this massive team or this big, huge infrastructure, right? And not to say that you won't be there, or maybe you will be there if you want to be there. Like, if I know if you want to be there, you will be there. Like, I know that. We can tell that right now. But what you are very gifted at is helping somebody get their first deal done. And so that's almost everybody is showing them how it works. And that is, I mean, arguably the most important deal you'll ever do is the first deal, because it gets you out of that different way of thinking, right? Absolutely. I mean, I remember the first deal I ever did in real estate. I bought a course for $997, right? Because I don't know why with the sevens, right? That's a real estate thing. It's a marketing thing. It's not $999. It's $997. Is what it is. Bought a course for $997, right? And I've got people, friends, family members even, that are very skeptical, right? Oh, it's an internet course. Oh, it's probably a scam. You're just giving someone $1,000. It's probably a scam. How do you know if it's legal, if it works, if it's real? Just go to your job. And I'm like, you know what? I might be getting ripped off. I might be. It might be a scam. That might be BS. But what if it's not? Right? I said, what if it's not? And I bought it. I digested it. I watched it. I listened to it. I took notes. I took action. I started doing the things it told me to do. And I made $8,000 on that first deal. And I'm like, woo! That's a pretty good ROI. My $1,000 course made 8 times that. I helped this family get out of their tiny little townhouse that they're running a daycare out of. This like 2-bed, 2-bath townhome with, I think they had 4 or 5 kids, and then daycare, get into their own home on 1 acre land. Like, they love this place. Keep in mind, this is a place that I probably wouldn't have lived at. I didn't really love, but to them, it was perfect. And they loved it. And I'm like, oh my God, I get to like see the change and join these people and help them get onto a better path. And I get to make $8,000 doing it. Are you kidding me? And it proved that what I just purchased and invested in worked. And if it worked once, it's going to work more than once, isn't it?
Yep.
And so that first thing is huge. So Brittany, the fact that you're helping people see that and rewire themselves to go, okay, all right, if I can make $5 grand, $10 grand, $20 grand, $15 grand one time, I can do it 2 times. I can do it 3 times. I can do it 1 time a week. I can do it 1 time a month. I can do it 2, whatever, right? Whatever they want. Whatever they want.
Yep.
I love it.
That's the key.
And that obviously lights you up.
I'm fired up, man. Every time I talk about it, I'm like, yes, baby, let's get another one.
I love it.
Yeah.
So it's a 5-day challenge that you do.
Yeah.
Once a month. Okay. Where do people find you? How do we find you on that?
So as a matter of fact, we actually have a challenge coming up August 29th. It's virtual, so no one has to go anywhere. And I would say, if you're interested in learning more about how to get and close your first deal, go to getmyfirstdeal.com. It's 100% free. Like, there's no sales. I provide free ways of doing things and things that you can invest in that help in the journey of investing. And if a person decides, by day 4, day 5 that they want to keep rocking with me, we'll present an opportunity there. Extremely affordable, nothing you'll ever see on the market. Because my goal is not to make $1 million on one person, but to see a person make $1 million using what I'm teaching them. Ooh. And it's just that shift. I know that was so good. I just came up with that one.
That is so good. Yeah. Write that down, because that's fantastic. But I know you mean that sincerely and 1,000% authentically. Absolutely. 100%. It's not about the person. It's about the mission, and it's about how many people can you help, right? And I feel the same way.
Yes.
How many people can we positively impact and elevate together, right? And doing it. It's not about making a bunch of money off of one person, a bunch of people. It's about changing their lives, growing, and doing it together. And like you said, I mean, this is one thing. Sometimes people will talk to me about coaching, right? And they say, well, so-and-so is out there doing that and he's making millions, but until I'm making millions, I don't think I should be a coach, right? Or I don't think I should be teaching people this or charging, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's all these different levels.
Yeah.
There is no right or wrong or now I've arrived or I'm at the place, right? So if you can help with your experience, your background, your expertise, save somebody some headaches, some traps, right? Some pitfalls, and give them some shortcuts and support
Yeah.
to get to where you're at, and they go way past where you're at. That's awesome.
Yes.
Let's do it,
Yes.
right?
Yes, that is the goal. I want people to supersede me in every way.
Totally.
And what's really big, and it's something that I didn't even realize, it's
Mm-hmm.
going back to leaving that church via shuttle and going out right into the office and getting ready to make that first call and seeing that Great Commission sign. I may not be out here in traditional ministry or pastoring, but I'm making investors. And investors have a lot of power. They have the power to shift economies, to redevelop communities, to transform their family, to create generational wealth. Like, I'm empowering people with the presence of God, with all of his principles, but to go out and truly make a financial difference. And I just didn't know how full circle that would be. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That was the point. That was the point. And so I'm glad to be able to serve in this capacity. And I don't see it stopping. So, in this season, I'm just giving it, I'm all in on this mission. And I'm all in with those who are in alignment with me to just push. And that's my prayer, is that everybody connected to me, it achieves such an incredible level of success in their family, in their business, in their health, like, in every way. If you're connected to me, I should be able to tell, because there's going to be favor connected to your life. That's how I live. That's my desire.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, and that's what it's about. Everything, changing everything for the good, for the better, right? Being great, living with greatness and excellence, not just in business, but in your family, right? In your relationships, in your faith, in your fitness, in your health,
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
parenting, right? In your community,
Yeah.
all of it, right? You want to go all in on everything. And I love that.
Yep.
And there is no end, there is no stop, right? It's not like, oh, I'm here,
Nope.
I'm good. Like, no,
Nope.
it never ends. It's a way of life. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of being. It's a way of doing. You know what I mean? You embody that. I love it.
Oh, you're
I
so
love
sweet.
it. Love it. You got a great energy. You have an awesome, awesome energy. I love it. Where else can people hear more Brittany?
Oh gosh. I mean,
YouTube?
yes,
Podcast?
I'm on YouTube. Yes.
Okay.
So on Instagram, you can find me at The Real BT. If you want to know more about the story, or if anybody wants to book for speaking, I'm speaking now, they can go to sheskillingit.com
She's
and book
killing
me there, or
it.com.
express. The domain game is serious.
Jesus, seriously. She's killing it.com.
She's killing it.com. And of course, I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all with the same handle at The Real BJT. And here to serve, I've got the She's Killing It Club podcast, where I highlight women killing it in business in all aspects. And I've got the My First Deal Story podcast, where we bring on people like I'm going to have you on, talking about your first deal.
Woo!
And my hope is to inspire, motivate other people. And just whatever I can do, man.
Your branding is strong. I love it.
It's fierce, man. It's fierce.
It is. You all in. You all in. I love that.
Yeah, man.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Well, anything I could do to help you out at all, yourself, your family, your audience, anybody, just let me know. And we get what you're doing on the wholesale side with that creative real estate side.
Yeah.
You started doing those kind of strategies, lease to own, owner financing, subject to.
Yeah.
Right? All that jazz. No banks needed, no credit needed.
Yeah.
No money needed. Right?
Work it out.
Just go.
Work it out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about real estate, right? There's so many strategies. Like, was your mind not blown a few weeks ago? Hearing some of the stuff in the room, and like, your stuff. You're a smart lady, and you're doing shit, and you're doing big shit. And I'm doing some kick-ass stuff.
You're killing it.
Well, I've got a great background, and just, I just took my past and just kind of said, okay, what can I take from here, and put it together?
Yes.
There was stuff that I'm like, okay, I've been in the game a little bit, I know what's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mind blown. Mind blown. I'm like, oh
So
wow,
good.
never thought about that. Wow, I've never done that. There's always, 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 always more to learn, always more to do, and just different spins on things and taking your different, niches and strategies and putting them together. And yeah, it's killer. So, and it's just,
That's the key.
yeah, it's just getting around good people that you can learn that and share
That's
that with,
it.
you know?
That's it. It's powerful. That was my
It
fourth
is.
one, and I tell them, I said, I'm gonna keep coming to you. Tell me to stop, because there's always more to learn. There's always a
Yeah.
way to grow. And a quote I heard yesterday was that your what is it? Your growth, the level of your growth in leadership will determine the level of your influence. So
Mm.
how you grow and how you steward your influence will determine the size of your community. In other
Mm.
words, you cannot lead a massive community and not grow. It doesn't work. There's no kingdom in that. So
Yeah.
we have to be wise. We have to continue to grow. We have to continue, like you said, put
Mhm.
ourselves in rooms where our brains can stretch, where we can be exhausted, and then the things can seep inside of us, and the things we learn and the principles we live by can just live through us. Like it's just another way. It's just another way. It's just another way.
100%. 100%. Yes, I love that. It doesn't end, and it's got to get in there. And sometimes you hear something a different way, right? Maybe there's a different way of saying something, or you've heard it 10 times, but this is the 11th time, and on the 11th time you actually do it, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
nothing drives me crazier than when people are like, I already know that. Okay, are you doing it? Right? I mean, how many trillions of dollars is the weight loss business? Eat less, work out more, burn more calories, and eat less. That's it. That's the science, guys. That's it. But nobody can freaking do it, and there's always a new
Right.
spin to it, right? So,
Right.
so if it takes you hearing it 1,000 times before you actually do it, okay, you need to hear it 1,000
Yep.
times, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
okay, so we've probably got about 10 more minutes. I could chat with you for freaking hours. You know that. We could go for hours. We're picking oranges. We're driving up and down the highway,
We're
buying
juicing.
still. Yeah, we're juicing.
We're making juice.
We make it juice, and moving properties. So
That's it.
I'd love to hear your take because you deal with a lot of people who are new in the business, new to the game. What are some misconceptions that you think people have about real estate, about getting started, about working with a teacher, a mentor, a coach? I'd love to hear some of that. And then maybe drop on us a little bit. What are some of the key things you see your students that are killing it? And when I say killing it, I don't necessarily mean doing tons of deals, right? They're financially well off. I just mean happy, successful, and taking action and seeing improvement, right? And they're elevating. I'm known for like
So
a 9-part question, by the way. So
no,
take
it's so
take that how
good.
you want to roll with it.
I was actually pulling up some things that I had. I like to keep a list of limiting beliefs, because
Mm.
ultimately that's the obstacle that I will say my avatar, right? The people that I serve, that's the lens through which they're thinking. So I've gotta speak and declare with my word and knock those down so that they can
Hmm.
open their mind and realize, oh, I can do this. And so a lot of things that we overcome with Get My First Deal is the belief that, I don't know enough, or
Hmm.
real estate is too risky, the market's saturated, I'm not ready, I'm too old to start or learn something new, or I'm too young, people won't take me seriously because I don't have face hair. Like that's what guys say. Like, look, I
Nice.
need to know everything about real estate before I start. I might
Mm.
lose credibility if I make a mistake.
Wow.
I'm overwhelmed by the information. Look, one of the things that stopped my husband from really going all in real estate is he believed that everything had to be paid off. Like you had to be debt free. Like you can't use debt to invest,
Mm.
right?
Wow, that's
Like
a big
all of
one.
it's massive.
Massive
And
one.
what I see when my people come through, whether it's the challenge and or coaching, is overcoming those beliefs, but in actuality, taking action, right? Because ultimately, the success of having your first deal, the great things that have to be overcome is the mindset and taking action. That's just the two things that keep Actually, there's three things that keep people from getting their first deal being successful: is lack of competence, lack of confidence, and lack of clarity.
Wow.
And we address all of those in the challenge.
Lack of
We give them
confidence, lack of
competence
competence,
and clarity.
clarity.
They don't know
Yeah.
what to do or when to do it. So we address that. They borrow my confidence, because during my challenge, it's interactive. It's live. So
Yeah.
if I'm asking you to go and get some, go do X and report back, it's because the next day is based off of what we do the prior day.
Yeah. You expect
So
there's results. There's things happening. This
we're moving.
isn't theory. Yeah. Tell me what
Right,
happened.
right.
How
This
did this
ain't
go?
just right. This is not just a book you read or
Yeah.
some free workshop course where they just load you with information and you still have to put it in order. No.
Mhm.
We doing this.
Love
And we're
it.
going to get real questions and real answers and real actions. And it's going to build a lot of momentum for the person that wants to do it to take action and be successful.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so of those three,
Yeah.
those are huge. Of those three, what is the hardest for people to overcome, do you think, or what stops people the most?
It's this awful disease. You already know what it's
Mhm.
called, but it really it's analysis paralysis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the thinking that we know what we know, and the lack of doing or exercising activity in what we know. It's the sitting back, reading all the books, the guru books, watching all the YouTube feeds, scrolling the Instagram and Facebook. It's the going to all the meetings. It's the all the things that you're supposed to do outside from talking to a homeowner and understanding if they're distressed and understanding how you can be a solution for their situation. It's
And
everything but that stops people from being successful.
doing all the things that don't, at the end of the day, truly move the needle and
Correct.
actually get you closer to doing a real deal.
That's it.
By lying to yourself and psyching yourself out because I did the work, but
Yep.
what the work is not truly what you need to do when you need to do.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. And I would say that comes back to scared. It's okay. It's all good to be scared.
Yep.
Lots of people are
Something
scared,
new.
right?
Yep.
What is courage? Courage is being scared, but still taking action and doing it nonetheless, right? Moving forward, even when you are scared, right? That's courage. So being scared of a no, being scared of rejection, being scared of what if I'm wrong? What if it doesn't work? What if someone laughs at me, Or thinking, I'm not all in on this. I can't commit to it, right? So maybe there's
Right.
a better way, like, wholesaling sounded really good when I just,
Yep.
have all these leads coming in and I push a button and
Yep.
everything's done for me. And I've got a team of VAs sending out stuff and they're closing people. They're doing everything. And it just magically happens. I get these checks that just show up on my bank account without having to meet sellers or talk to people or sell or close them or deal with contracts, right? So I'm going to go do fix and flip because I would rather just work in a house all day. Until
That's
they
what people do.
realize that, you can't really make a career or a business out of doing that when you do everything yourself and it takes you 6 months to a year to do one house. And at
Yep.
the end of the time, you don't really make any money because it's not a business. So then you flip to something else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's the buying of the super program where everything's done for you. Like it's
Right.
I don't know enough to know enough, but I'm
Mhm.
going to hire you because I trust you to do the things that I don't want to do. When actuality, there's something built in us when we go to skip trace or when we drop for dollars or when we make that first call or when we reach
Mhm.
out to a turn. There's something in us when we do the things that we really want a VA to do. Like that's the thing that like really confuses me is people want to go and hire a VA and they want to go buy a list, but they don't even understand the data within that list. Like
No.
yesterday with my girls, I was like, look, the list was like $12. I said, but in this $12 list, you know who your buyers are, you know what their mailing address is, you know what they're buying, when they bought it, how much they bought it for, how many properties they bought in this. Like there is so much but you don't know that if you just go put your money on a list and just hope your VA say the right thing with the right tonality at the right time to get the right information. Like, it's just giving too much to chance. Just do it yourself so that you can recognize a fraud when you see one.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's the key.
You got to know it. Well, and I think this is an interesting point too, because there are things people are good at doing, and there's things they are not good at doing. There's things that you enjoy doing, and there's things that you don't enjoy doing, right? But you kind of got to know your business, right? Hi. Oh, what a cutie.
Sarah Grace, say hi, wave. All right, good.
Hi, Sarah Grace. How are you doing today, honey?
Not right now. Mr. Jesse said, "How are you doing today?"
Good. Good. You having fun today?
You having fun today, Grace? Uh-huh.
Aw, you're a little cutie.
Yeah, this is what it's about, man. It's about being accessible where I used to be inaccessible.
Absolutely. Well, and you know what? Do you know why you can do that though, Brittany? It's because you do have the clarity of what you want. And you've got that, I don't know what it is. It's with some people. This is good. This is a good question. Let's talk about this before we wrap up. Is it something that can be learned and taught, or is it just innate? And then it's just in you that you've got the drive to know, I got to do X, Y, and Z to put food on the table, to put gas in my rig so we can go where we need to go, so I can keep taking care of my family. Can it be taught? Can anybody learn that? Or is it just something about certain people that, they need? Like, I'll give you an example, okay? One of my best friends, guy kills it at what he does. Kills it. He loves it. He's one of the best in the whole country. He's a financial planner. Kills it. And if he's listening, he would laugh and agree with me on this, okay? But he kind of needs an office setting. He needs structure. He almost needs like a boss to please. And I don't think it's really he's trying to please him, but he kind of needs someone else like that. There was a time when he, quit, worked from home, and he's like, dude, I have like 2 Mike's Hard Lemonade by like 1:00. I'm watching the OC reruns, right? Like he's watching 3 hours of TV shows. He's got a couple cocktails in, and it's a Tuesday. And he was not himself. He was not killing it. He was not doing what he did. And he's like, I got to get back into an office. He's got to be in an office, and he had to. But he needs that, which is interesting because he literally is one of the top guys in the country at what he does. He crushes it. He works 6 to 7 days a week. No one's making him do that. He chooses to do that. That's all in his own head. I mean, I tell him, like, bro, you need some balance too, though. Like, this is coming from me, right? I work probably 6 to 7 days a week too, but I'm also working from my vacation place in Florida. I'm going there tomorrow for a week. I'll be working for the next week, but I'll be working from the pool, the hot tub, playing with my kids, working from the beach, right? Or our place, on the North Shore. We've got a handful of places there. Like, so I interact, but you got to have the best. But anyway, I just think it's interesting, right? Because here you are in an RV, you got your kids with you, and some people could not handle that. And they just want to get anything done. And all of a sudden they're like, oh crap, I didn't do anything yesterday, the day before, last week, and I'm in a bad place.
Wow. It really boils down to, some people need the structure, right? Because that's one of the things for my husband working in a corporate environment is he didn't do well, and I don't think he would mind me saying this, but he just the flexibility that entrepreneurship offers. He needed a structured environment, right? And that's the case for some people. So I don't think that means you cannot be an entrepreneur. I just think that means you have to build the ideal environment for you to be successful. So like for your friend, for instance, if they know this is what they need to be successful, the word says idle hands is the devil's workshop. Make sure you are as far away from that environment, like get into your structured environment, get where you need to be so that you can do what you need to do. And I think that's really what it takes, whether somebody's in a 9 to 5 or whether somebody's accepting the journey of entrepreneurship. And I know for me, I have my times, like I'm a people person, right? And you said it, like I would say the demographic here, I would venture to say 80 to 85% of the people out of this 200 site place is over the age of 65. They're retiree.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, my husband went to go play poker. He doesn't gamble, but he went to go play poker.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, yo, do you know so-and-so? They're a multimillionaire. and it wasn't like, oh, we got to go stalk them, and it was just like, wow, you. Here's the assumption. The assumption is if you have a fifth wheel, an RV, motorhome, if you live in an RV park, you must be broke, busted, and disgusted. You must be on Social Security. Let me tell you something. This is what I learned about people in the demographic here. First of all, if somebody secures a loan for these vehicles, it is a recreational loan. What that means is your credit score has got to be above 700, and you are at minimum putting down 10 to 15% on the loan. In addition to that, the typical average loan size for these RVs are $250,000. There are some buses that come in here that are 500,000. There are some $1 million buses. So, in other words, me being on this journey coming here seems crazy for people. What? You out here reckless, you homeless, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I get that. But let me tell you the power of my God. He took me from somewhere where there was just, where normalcy was stabilized, where the everyday mundane was acceptable. He brought me here. He surrounded me with, whether I realize it or not, multi millionaires that are friendly, that want to talk to people, that want to put their money in places. Like, I'm surrounded by wealth everywhere I go. I've got to be the type of person that I can realize the perspective, not be in my feelings if a cold call don't go right. Like, if I'm trying to talk to a motivated homeowner and I need to go take my butt around, take a walk, and find somebody who's got 100, 200, 300,000 sitting, but they don't know who they can trust. They don't have a home base, and they're looking for somebody that's going to listen and serve them.
Wow.
That's a perspective shift.
That's a mic drop right there, for real. That's a mic drop. No, that's awesome. Absolutely. And that's completely how two different people could see what you're doing.
Correct.
Two different people could be like, wait, they don't have a house. They're in this trailer. They don't have a home. They can't even keep the kids in school. Like you chose, right? But I'm saying, like, that's how someone could see this.
Yes.
Through their lens and their perspective. And you could be like, oh, whoa. This other person over here on the other side of the picture table could be like, no, their home is wherever they want it to be, right? And they're surrounded by people that a lot of other people wouldn't even know, wouldn't recognize, or would pay money to get in a room with.
Right.
You'd pay money to be in a room with these people to say, oh, wait a minute, you're a retired CEO of blah, blah, blah. Tell me about that. And they're just sitting there with, I got a few $100,000 chilling in my bank, making 0.5%. Not really sure what I should do with it. And you go, I got some ideas. Let's chat. Hey, you want brats or burgers? Let's go. And you're having fun while you're doing it.
Right.
You're not sitting in the lobby of a 40th floor, office building. You're camping and you're having fun. And this is what you're making your lifestyle. And that's one thing that, and anyone who listens to the show knows is I'm all about work and hustle hard, but lifestyle. And it can be both. And if you love what you're doing, it's both, right? And so who gets to hang out with millionaires with, $300,000, $500,000, $200,000 rigs, talking about real estate and how to help them while you're flipping burgers and plucking oranges and playing bags with the kids. And you're doing that, not because, again, somebody put that out there and said, here's a job opening if you want to do this. And you're like, no, I'm making this. I'm creating this. And this is what I want. And that goes back to clarity.
Yep.
You have the clarity of what you want and then the steps you got to take to get there. And I know you don't know. You don't know where you're going to be a month from now, right? You don't know where you're going to be 6 months from now. Do you know how many deals you're going to close in November? I don't either. I don't. Right? I think that's tough for a lot of people. A lot of people, they're like, you know what? I would rather have this little minimum amount, but I know it's guaranteed. Every month, this little amount is guaranteed.
Yep. Predictability. That's what they want.
I have literally no clue what I'm going to make other than, cash flow from real estate and properties.
Right.
But, with my regular deal making income, with coaching income to a degree, there's a lot of it. I don't know what I'm making in a few months from now. But I know if I do the certain things that I have to do,
right,
results will come from those things. And if I do
absolutely
more of it at a better job, right, the results will be better. And so it's just a formula. It's a formula.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's it, bro. This might be a 2-part. You
This
might have
might
to
be.
break this down.
I know. Man, you're gonna make me want to hop on a plane and fly out there, and
Come on, let's go.
I love it. Well, and so another segue to this interview, which I don't know when we have this scheduled just yet, but I think it'll be coming together very soon, is your friend who's killing it on Turo.
Oh, yes. That'll
Mhm.
be good. That'll be
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
yeah.
He's silent. He's like a silent assassin. He's like,
It's like a ninja, just a damn ninja,
for
man.
real.
He's out there killing it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
So there's so many ways, right? If you just got creativity and hustle and just decide what you want, you know,
Yep. And do that. Do that thing.
is awesome. Is awesome. Well, thank you
Yep.
for taking your time out to join me today. I appreciate it.
The pleasure's mine. Thank you. And I'm grateful for you and whatever I can do to serve.
Thank you. Likewise, let's do some deals together. Give me an excuse to fly out there and pick some oranges and grill some burgers.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's go. I love it. Well,
Yeah, man.
have a great rest of the day. Have a great rest of the week. And we'll talk to you soon. And everybody, if you haven't done your first deal and you're thinking about getting your first deal done, Brittany is clearly the person to show you how to get it done, fire you up, get you off your butt, get you off the couch, get her done, hold your hand, and show you the way. And I love it. I love what you're doing. So it's awesome.
That's right. Holla at your girl.
Get it?
I'm here.
Woo! All right. Have an awesome rest of the day. We'll talk with you soon.